Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect, and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word. With all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth, to you I say Shalom, Lord willing, this video is edifying. Going to be sitting around the topic of being patient, right? In this world, especially when things may not be going good or what appears to not be good at the moment, or, maybe it's a situation that you need the Lord to come through, for you in, and it may not feel like it's coming in the time that you want it to come in, or Salakia, or maybe you know something didn't go your way, right? And you've been praying on it, and whatever happens doesn't go the way you expected, right? It's very, very important to be patient. Okay, maybe you don't have a job and you need work because you got to pay your bills, right? And maybe in your mind you gave yourself a certain deadline, and that day comes and you still don't have a job. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to lose your patience, right? Are you going to crash out? Okay, you're going to give up the faith because something didn't go the way that you wanted it to go, pretty much. And in these times, we live in this microwave society where you want instant gratification. You want something to happen instantly. And not all the time it happens that way, right? But it is sometimes where, as soon as you pretty much ask for it and you need it, the Lord, have it right there, right? And when it's like that, then cool. But, a lot of times it's not going to be that way, all right? This is Psalms 40:1. I waited patiently for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. So you have to be confident that the Lord is with you, right? When you are making these prayers, just because you made it, you think, oh, I've been praying on this for a week, surely it's going to happen now. Like, nah, that's not the case all the time. Okay. That's not the case. I mean, sometimes what you ask for takes time to get, right? A lot of pieces got to move for it to go the way in which you asked for it to go. Or maybe the Lord path, well, it's like a meme, right? It says my plan, and then it says God plan, right? My plan is like pretty much there to there. And then God's plan is, up, down, roundabout, jumping lakes, going through, a lot of different things. But these things are vital. And in that waiting period, there are very important things that you can pick up on and learn. And that's the whole purpose of it, right? Scriptures say, in your patience possess ye your souls, right? So in your patience is where you're going to be refined, right? Is where your character is going to be shown the most, right? This is Lamentations 3:25. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is good unto them that wait for him, the soul that seeketh him. See? So you're supposed to be constantly seeking the Lord, and while you waiting, seeking him harder, right? That's when you're supposed to be going the hardest with it. But Jake get discouraged. Jake go and do some crash dummy shit. That's why niggas end up going down the path that they go down. You know, they lose faith and they they wits leave them, and now this nigga want to rob, right? Or now he want to do something illegitimate that's gonna cost him his freedom. All he had to do is wait. Or maybe if you would have had a more patient mindset, you would have seen the door opportunity right there the whole time. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's right. It's good to sit. Sometimes you just have to sit there and just be and exist. Okay? Not send back, in the spirit of haste. Oh man, why it's not here yet? Dang, man, my God, showing that faithlessness, right? Because you in your mind, if it ain't happened by this, then fuck it, right? And really, that's just the excuse for you not to, do what you should be doing, right? And the Lord putting you through that fire is what it bubbles that, right? That leaven, it exposes that leaven, right? Because that's not the spirit that you should be in. This is Micah 7:7. Therefore, I will look unto Yahweh Shemel Shah. I will wait for the power of my salvation. My power will hear me. So it's confidence there. So when you make that prayer, the next thing you should be doing is looking for it to happen, right? And that doesn't mean just sit there waiting, like literally, keep yourself occupied, right? Be thinking about the next steps. All right, once this happens, this is gonna happen. Or, if it is a certain time frame in your head, well, if it don't happen by then, I know it's gonna happen. But until then, I might need something to keep me going into this until it comes. So I'm gonna go and look here. Buying yourself time, using wisdom, right? Not folding under pressure. Because that's what happens when people fold under pressure. The situation becomes too overwhelming for them because they're not thinking with a patient mind, right? They're not thinking what they say, it's not slowing. The game ain't slowed down, right? They thinking like, like the room's caving in on them type thing. Instead of being there and looking for the opportunities, it's like a fight, right? It's like any sport or any game. Once you get to a certain level and you play it, right? Everything starts slowing down. You start playing with IQ now, anticipating certain things, right? That's the spirit you got to be in, but mentally, and that's it takes experience. It takes going through things to be able to achieve it, but it's very achievable. Okay. This is Psalms 55:22. Cast thy burden upon Yahweh Shemel Shai, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. And that's why you shouldn't be moved. You shouldn't fret, right? Because in your mind, you just casted your worries and your troubles on the Lord. So, and that's what he wants you to do. He's there for that reason. Okay. And that's an act of faith in itself. And the Lord is going to reward you for that. Okay, but what he will not reward is somebody that's, somebody that's, bugging, it's happening or whatever. And, you panicking and shit, right? This is, Galatians 6:9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So if you don't faint, if you keep your faith, you're going to reap. So don't be worried about right now. Things don't look that great for you. Right now ain't what matter. Okay? Where you going to be at tomorrow or in a month, right? When everything comes, you have to give time for things to happen and progress. Okay? You just can't be in the spirit of, want it right now and shit. Right? That instant gratification spirit. Okay, sometimes you just have to chill. This is Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am Yahweh Shema Shai. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. And, if we are those men, the Lord is going to exalt. He's going to be exalted through the things in which he does for us. Right? Because we are his conduits. We are his vessels. Okay, we are his mouthpieces. So it does him glory. It gives him honor for us to be in, a favorable situation, right? So just because you're not in one, it may not seem like, and that, not only are you, proving it to yourself, when you come out of a situation, but you never know who's watching you. People who's watching you, they might be paying attention and they see like, damn, he overcame that. Like, surely somebody is, surely he's not alone in his battle and he goes through it fearlessly, but you got to chill sometimes to be able to see it, right? If you're a running back, you got to be able to see the hole open up. You got to be patient. And at the same time, you got to be looking for that opportunity because you know it'll be there. And with that, I give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shem, Rakakudash, Wabba, Ball, and DTA, DTN.